every day. Every day.
Alright, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Me+You. This is Kaya.
It's your boy Jordan.
And we're going to do another reaction video to, what was the video called?
Joe Budden podcast, the most recent episode. I want to say is episode...
Ain't no way you about to remember that number.
I know it ends with a 7. I think it's like
400?
437. Anyways, we don't know the exact number, but pretty much the new episode dropped, I want to say Wednesday?
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it dropped on Wednesday because they record on Tuesdays.
Right.
And apparently Joe uploaded it to YouTube and he took it down. However, he left the audio up. I'm not really sure why he took the video down, but...
He didn't leave it up. Other people.
Oh, really? Oh, so he deleted the whole thing.
The whole shit is gone.
So
other people posted it, obviously recorded it.
Come on, Joe. You know the rules. It's too late for that. Once
you
that
gotta be quicker than that.
Once that shit touched the net, it's slow.
Unless you do it in like a second.
Even then, there's so many people in this world. People just probably be randomly waiting for him to upload that shit every day.
And recording it, right?
Yeah, ASAP.
So, quick synopsis. Joe Budden and his two co-hosts, Rory and Mal.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Mal?
Rory and
Mal. Have been having some issues, some relationship issues.
Some tension. I want to say episode 435 or whatever episode was, 2 episodes prior to the last one. He pretty much brought them back up after like a month and change hiatus.
And 2 other people were like taking their place for that month, his other friends.
Yeah.
While they were not on the show.
So when he did bring them up, pretty much he gave them the floor like on some pretty much like, express yourself type shit.
Yeah, air all your grievances out. Talk about why you guys weren't here, why you guys are back, blah, blah, blah. And that episode was really long. Was it 3 hours or 2 hours?
The episode was 3 hours long. It was very different type vibes.
Than usual.
They just, you can just tell that, they wasn't fucking with Joe, really.
The tension was still there. It was very much awkward. It was giving very much,
it definitely was still there.
Scorn.
I felt like Rory was kind of trying to, not act so much like it. But...
yeah, force it.
But Maul, he clearly was, in the cut on some, I don't really fuck with this nigga no more type shit.
Right. I'm just here, but if you say the wrong shit, I'm out. That's the vibe I was getting. Yeah.
So, pretty much, after watching that episode, we were able to kind of hear Maul's views on it, Rory's views on it, and, pretty much, Maul and Joe, they go back, I think they said 15, 20 years, so pretty much some time.
They're roommates.
That's Joe's boy. That's his brother. Maul was upset with Joe. Well, I'm not going to say he's upset. So Joe and Rory had a conversation. Pretty much Joe told Rory, don't come back on the show. Rory caught wind of this, reached out to Maul. I'm not really sure what the conversation was. But then Maul reached out to Joe and was kind of trying to fix things, asking this and that. Now, during that time, from what Joe said on the show, that episode, it seems like Joe felt a way that Maul even pretty much called him, trying to confront him about Rory.
Yeah.
And I feel that he feels that way because he feels like, look, you my dog. I've been rocking with you for 15 years. Now, for you to call me up on something, because I guess Joe felt that Maul was calling him on some aggressive type shit.
He was on
Rory's
Rory's
he was siding
side.
with him. So he ain't like that because he felt he probably honestly felt like the loyalty wasn't there. Right. Kind of you calling me about another man that he's not even on that same level as us.
With us, right.
And you taking his side. So that was pretty much Joe's defense on that matter.
Even though he never even said that.
He didn't.
Because he's a narcissist.
Yeah, I know. I just had to break it down for Joe.
That's how it looked. But he never said that.
Yeah, we're going to get deeper into it because I don't know about you, but after the first episode, I had a different feeling than what I have now.
After Joe's single episode, because they weren't there.
That's true. They weren't there. But to his defense, he did say last time he was giving him the stage. So he did. He also did state on this episode that he would have said the same things that they came. Whether or not if he would have, I don't know.
He probably would have.
He stated it, so I'll take it. I'll take it for what it is. Did I miss anything?
Yeah. So long story short, they had animosity. That's what he did say, that the chemistry was weird before he told Rory not to come back for the couple episodes. He didn't say he was fired, but he was just like, I think you should take some time off. Before that, there was like little jokes made where Rory was like saying, let's fight, like let's go outside. He kept saying he invited him to my hands. So that was kind of what was transpiring before he basically told Rory to take some shows off. When he told Rory to take some shows off, Ma, from his perspective, he was saying it wasn't he was loyal to Rory, but more so he was loyal to them as a show. And he's saying if he's going like, let's take some time all together and figure it out. And he was saying when he did approach Joe told him like, this shit is none of your concern. Like, the podcast is none of your concern. So he felt disrespected. Like, what you mean it's none of my concern, nigga? Like, I helped you build this. And that was something that they kept saying.
Yep. And
in that episode.
Funny.
We helped you from the ground up. Yeah. We've been there since day one. And Joe was, like, quiet when they did say that. If you go back and, like, look at that episode.
He was doing the shit like...
Right, he just let them have the stage. And they were like, don't paint this picture of us not showing up to work. We all agreed to take some space, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, so it's clearly just a different, like, it really opened my eyes up, too. Clearly just a case of different perspectives, you know, when, us as, viewers are just watching that, and then we just kind of like, damn. They saying all this shit, and he just sitting there quiet.
Joe, it felt like he didn't care about
it. At the end of the day, we all know Joe. Joe's crazy, so, he fits the bill for that type of shit.
Right.
And I really was just thinking, like, damn, he really did this shit, and he don't give a fuck. He probably really don't, but he had an explanation to go with it. While they were saying all these things, all these grievances and stuff, he could have possibly been like, well, he clearly was grieving, had some grievances towards their type of work as well throughout that whole time.
Oh, yep.
As
how
far
they
as,
were on the
prepared,
show.
This and that. And at the end of the day, you can't say that your feelings are worth more than someone else's. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is that I feel like Rory's feelings were more so hurt because he felt like Joe didn't value the friendship.
But now, that's like what he made it seem in that first episode. But after Joe did the single episode, he said that really wasn't ever Rory's concern. It was more about the money.
No. I'm saying Maul.
You said Rory.
Oh, well, I meant to say Maul.
Oh.
Pretty much when, what I was saying. So pretty much Maul's issue was he felt that Joe wasn't valuing the friendship. He felt that he wasn't, respecting him.
Oh, the respect wasn't there. That was his big thing.
The respect wasn't there as a friend. He specifically kept saying that. And he pretty much was saying that as a friend, you should be able to kind of put your business on hold and think about your friend's feeling and do this and that. And pretty much in Joe's eyes, from a financial standpoint, he felt that meant more than a friendship now that they're business partners.
Right.
We were friends before. It's different now that we're business partners. Now this is my shit.
Not even business partners, because he said they're employees.
Yeah, well, call it as it is. You're my fucking employees. So
I'm the boss.
It's different now.
Basically.
End of the day, I didn't force you to take this job. I put you on, if anything.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. And pretty much it just goes to show what other people, what some people value and some people don't. Now, if we tap into this episode now, Joe said a lot of things that kind of like, gave us, as viewers, kind of the answers that we were kind of like, looking for.
Yeah, because I feel like after the episode when Rory and Maul got to like voice how they fell and what happened, I feel like viewers were probably siding with them more. And we're on some, like, Joe is an asshole type shit. Yeah. And that's actually what Academics has said, that the only reason he did this episode is because the viewers was switching sides on him. Niggas was, like, switching up on Joe. Like, nigga not loyal, So it's like now, after Joe kind of aired out that behind closed doors, Rory was feeling some type of way about the money. Felt like they were kind of getting underpaid, asked for audits of the financials. And one, like, main thing that Joe said that kept sticking with me is you only ask for an audit if you feel like something's fishy. Yeah. So he's saying, one, as my boy, and two, as somebody that works for me, if you feel like shit is off and you want to audit, you gotta go.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
that's
like,
that's
just
what he
leave.
Said. Get the fuck out. No, at the end of the day, nobody's forcing you to stay here to be getting paid. Like Joe said, I make more money without you. Yeah,
that's actually what he said. When they did the audit, it was showing that they were actually getting paid more than they were supposed to. Yeah. So really, he felt like, damn, like,
y'all motherfuckers is ungrateful. And then, like, the whole entitlement thing, that really touched me mostly out of the whole thing, because, like,
well, explain it for the people that didn't see it.
All right, so pretty much, clearly Joe had way more animosity towards Rory.
Which makes
way
sense.
Way more, which makes sense.
Because he was like a new nigga.
He was a new nigga. He explained that the whole thing with Rory, which we didn't know either. He only knew Rory for about 5 years. Stated that he didn't know how the fuck he even got on the show. Pretty much. Like, you know, he obviously, you know, him and Maul are boys, so that was planned. But as far as Rory goes, he only knew him for such and such long, so it explains why he feels these ways towards him. And, like, and honestly, he gives a whole fuck Rory type vibe. Like, you know,
but he'd been giving that vibe to me. Even when we first started watching the show, remember I said it was weird how I felt like he kept making Rory the butt of a lot of jokes.
Yeah,
like,
but to me, you know, us as males, you know, I wouldn't have known it just off of that. Because at the end of the day, there's, like, always one guy out the group that you're going to crack jokes on more.
Yeah, and that's fucked up. Because, like, how do you think that they feel, though, as always being the butt of the joke? I'm going to feel low on our friendship totem pole if I'm always the one that is the butt of the joke. It's like, oh, he's white. Blah, blah, blah. Like, he just kept making him the butt of the joke. And I got those vibes right away when we first started watching it, right? I was just like, it's weird how he's always making him the butt of the joke. And now you're mad that he's saying, let's fight. Like, no shit.
I mean, gotta have that tough skin.
No. I really don't think Joe valued Rory at all. Clearly.
He said he didn't. He admitted that.
So it was just like, I would have been out of this situation. Don't ask for ownership. Don't ask for a raise. Leave the situation. Not right away, because as Joe said, they on a year contract. Yeah. And if they, what did he say? If they go and make their own podcast, sue the
fucking pants off of them.
But he said both of them in that regard. I feel like Joe is. I seen a lot of little comments in the shade room saying he back on that stuff. I don't know, but it's like he kept trying to, like,
Joey Joe back in the angel dust.
That booger sugar. It was like he was trying to preserve his friendship with Maul at first, but then he's so angry about Rory. It's like, you're lumping them together. You're saying you're going to sue the fucking pants off both of them? Like, how do you think Maul's going to, regardless, if he already said he's big on respect, if you're my boy and you're my friend, I'm not even going to say no shit like that about you on the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
It's disrespectful. He don't respect Maul the way that he's saying he does. At the end of the day, if that's your friend, I feel like you wouldn't do that. Because all of that was really unnecessary. When they didn't show up to work, as a friend, you didn't have to make a video. And then on a business perspective, that's like, okay, do whatever you need to do behind closed doors, but as your friend, you don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that, and then you could also argue the fact that Joe felt disrespected as well, and he's reacting. Not saying the reaction's right. All I'm trying to say is, I don't feel Maul was right in that situation either.
For not coming to work? Mm-hmm. I don't really blame him. He probably sat back and watched that episode because it was very cringe to me. Y'all look dumb, honestly, because Joe looks like he doesn't give a fuck, and y'all are pouring your little hearts out. So after, it's just like, but I'm just saying, Joe really is a narcissist in my eyes. Like, he gives me so much narcissist vibes. Who knows if they text him or there was conversations and he's not saying that. He's just saying they just didn't show up.
I mean, yeah, but also when he also stated that when he tried to have Maul, when Maul kept saying he was coming to his house, whatever, with the whole texting thing, and never showed up till like the 4th day, I believe. Maul didn't deny that. I haven't heard anything as far as, lies being told between any of them. More so it's them not telling the whole story.
That's what I'm saying. So he's saying they didn't show up, but who's to say if they said something?
Yeah, I mean, I can't get in the battle of who's telling the truth, because at the end of the day, they all got their own stories, and we don't know.
Right. But the reason why we wanted to do a reaction video is because, like, it made us just think about friendships and, like, mixing friendships and business and, like, how that shit really can go bad.
Yeah.
Or be really good. Because it was good when it was good. Like, when someone, like, showed me their podcast, their chemistry was really good. Like, the vibes was good. It was funny. I was really sitting there watching 2-hour YouTubes with no music up there because, they can't play that on YouTube. The vibes were really good. And it just shows that, like, it could work, but it's like a slippery slope.
Yeah, so that pretty much, like, I was talking to Kyle last night when we first watched it, and it just really, like, made me, like, I've always had these views where, I felt that friends can serve different purposes or reasons in your life. Now I say that to say, I'm not saying that one friend can't serve all purposes, and meet your needs all the way. All I'm trying to say is, if that's not the case, it's not the end of the day. You might have that one friend who, is very special to you in the means of, communication or emotionally, where you feel like you can go to them for anything and vent to them or, whatever. You might have that one friend where, it's that friend where you're going to have a great time with and not have to worry about any type of drama, and just know that, they're going to get you out of that element you need to get out of. And then you can also have a friend who's going to be there for you financially, whether they got to give you a loan, whether they're that friend with great credit, whether they're that friend who's giving you great business advice. It's still for a good purpose.
Yeah. So,
kind of that episode really made me think about that. And, I feel like with Joe, Joe says a lot of, a lot of stuff with some substance. I just feel like his approach rubs people the wrong way.
Because he's a narcissist. He literally is a narcissist. Like, I didn't hear not one time in that entire episode of 3 hours him say any faults that he did. And if you want to go back to our toxic episode, that was one of the traits where you're always the victim. It was always, I tried to do this for them, they didn't want it. I tried to do this, they didn't get it. They did it. He's always the victim. Bro, you be bugging out. You're not always the victim. I never heard him say, you know what, I talked to Rory wild. I don't respect Rory. On camera, right next to him, so I could see why he wanted to fight. He never takes ownership. He's a narcissist. He really is. So it's like, it's not even just the delivery. Because it's one thing to just say shit wild, but it's like, he really means that. Like, he's really a narcissist. But the way that he kind of described them, it did open my eyes to, like, Rory and Maul aren't totally the victims either. Like, everybody probably had some fault in the situation.
I mean, they're not, in my eyes, they're not the victims of shit, but just some straight up crazy shit said by Joe. End of the day, he's not saying it behind his back, he's saying it to them, so if they continue to be in a relationship with him, that's on them.
I don't see the friendship continuing.
And that's fine as well.
Because I would definitely dub that. That's out. That's out.
Yeah, but the thing that Joe also said a few times on the show is, you know me, I'm Joe. Maul been his friend for 15 years, so, me and you, we're just seeing this. Joe probably been doing this. If he's been his friend for 15 years, who's to say he's just gonna give it up now because of him going live? He's probably used to this shit.
Yeah, but that's like, that doesn't excuse it. Stuff like that really, it irks me. Like, I've always been like this. So
it doesn't excuse it. All I'm trying to say is he's probably not just gonna wake up one day after some shit that Joe's been doing all the time that we just now seen and be like, fuck this nigga. I'm pretty sure there's been, especially when Joe been on them drugs, I'm pretty sure there's been 100 other incidents off the camera. But
he did say they've never been intertwined financially. So this is taking it to another level. He said that on this episode. That they've been through everything except money being involved. And that was really one of his main things, that he said they were questioning the money. So it's like, this is a new beef for them.
Well, if
He
that's
said
the
they
case,
never intertwined with money, financial, anything like that.
If that's the case, emotionally, I can see Maul kind of having too much pride to get back involved with that, and financially, I can see Joe just being like, "Fuck that shit," because clearly Joe feels disrespected.
And he feels like they're not worth what they're.
He feels they're not worth it. He feels
complaining about.
He feels Rory's fucking entitled, which Rory is.
He is entitled.
And he feels that Maul is.
From what we got from
ungrateful.
Joe's perspective.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, I really want them to make a video too. Just so we can actually get like a full picture. Obviously, everybody thinks they're right. There's always the truth, two truths, and there's always like three sides of the story.
Whenever they post their videos, if they do, we'll do a reaction to that too. Everybody get fair representation in the court of law.
I don't know. I didn't watch it when the replacements were on Ish and whatever. Ice, whatever their names are. I didn't watch it. So I can't really say if I'm going to watch it now that. Well, Rory is 100% fired. He literally said up there, "You know
Rory,
what?
You're fucking fired.
You're fucking fired, your measly ass."
Yeah, he called him a
measly,
ass.
like, oh my god. So Rory is 100% gone. He was kind of teeter-tottering with Maul. Yeah.
He also, one other point I really did want to touch on, which really is true. He was very blunt about it, but at the end of the day, it's true. He pretty much stated that Maul and Rory are always stating to him, we built this from the ground up. We built this from the ground up.
With you.
And he pretty much like took a pause on that. And I knew he was about to come with some shit.
Yeah.
Because that shit really bothered him. He said he kept hearing that shit and it kept bothering him. And pretty much he was just like, you didn't help build shit. You guys fucking came on the show years after the shit was already going. You don't fucking help putting no money into this shit.
No money, no content.
You're fucking ungrateful. I fucking try to put you on, and pretty much the whole thing with Rory is, Rory just kept wanting to get ownership and shit. He wanted to know how much Joe was making in this previous deal on Spotify without him,
how much he was making. Well, that was the offer. He wanted to know the offer.
That's a very sensitive conversation to some people. Some people don't want to talk finances. And especially, in Joe's defense, I'm putting you on, and you guys both, you told me numerous times that you felt that you're paid real good.
Right.
And now you want to do audits?
And you're not even making your own shit.
Yeah.
Remember when he said that he actually offered them the videos?
Mm-hmm.
So they could literally repost them, but on their own YouTube, so that they can actually start to get followings and money, because Rory wanted some of his YouTube money. Bro, that's lazy.
Pretty much he told them both, once they was on and going up there and Rory wanted ownership, he said no.
Yeah, he said no, start your own shit. No,
just start your own shit. And then after that, they wanted to know all the fucking, first of all, yo, I'm not your fucking, figure this shit out. I figured this shit out. You figure this shit out. And Rory and, I don't know, I don't think it was Maul, but Rory wanted to know all the specifics. How much it's going to be. How do I start it out? How to do this and that. It kind of seemed like, in my eyes, from Joe's perspective, they wanted handouts, but they didn't want to do the hard work. He claimed they were there twice a week. He was there every damn day of the week, putting in the hard work behind the scenes.
Yeah, paying for everything.
And they were just dedicating their time 2 times a week. They weren't coming prepared, which we just see Maul not prepared.
They always go, I didn't get to hear it yet.
Showing up late. He said Rory had bitches showing up to work to see him.
Looking for him, right?
Yeah, looking for him and shit. And pretty much, Joe went on an event pretty much saying that all these things were things that, he could have said in rebuttal to them, where he actually felt disrespected. In regards to, what Maul was saying, he felt disrespected. Joe was saying he felt disrespected. You want to be at fucking work on your phone and shit, showing up late, or, not knowing your material. So, yeah.
I mean, it's sad, though, to see, friends go apart.
Nobody win with a family feud.
Yeah. I low-key hope it takes a dip. I know that sucks, but Joe literally is an asshole. I feel like he needs to be a little bit humbled, but it's just that's just Joe. He's literally a narcissist. He's funny as hell. The content is great, but he is really a narcissist.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't hope Joe takes a dip, but
I don't hope Joe takes a dip. I mean, I hope the views take a little dip, just so like.
I mean, they probably are because, like you said, a lot of people,
We're siding with Rory and Mal because.
Yeah, which is fine. Like I feel like Joe is just like he's very out there. I feel like a lot of people they can't read him between the lines.
Yeah.
Well, that was our review. Go ahead and check out that latest episode if it's still up. I'm pretty sure you can search it on YouTube and.
Oh yeah, we'll drop the link for you.
We'll drop the link. Until next time.
Why I always gotta get up? You on that booger sugar?